Phone Town's hitting the road come this April. First up, we're heading to Boise, Idaho for TRCMA 2023, where the Cleaner Cast will be streaming live on YouTube. On my channel, it's going to be me and the Canadian cohort, Alex Dewar, keeping you up to date on the Rag Company's biggest event of the year. And then I'm headed to Romeoville, Illinois for a meet and greet hosted by Car Supplies Warehouse. I'm going to be joined by the likes of Han the Organizer, Brian from Apex Detail, Rick from Rad Garage, Carlos Serrano, Jessica Tran, Jimbo Balaam, and more. So come on out, come see us. I look forward to seeing you there. That's right, and we're back. Cleanercast live, you know what it is. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Jamie. And on the other side of the virtual podcast studio is the Canadian cohort himself, Mr. Alex Dewar. How's it going, buddy?
Good yourself. You've been dealing with some technical difficulties and weather and all the above.
That's right.
So
it's thunderstorm.
Glad to have you in the house.
The Louisiana Wi-Fi slowing down the update process. And guest co-host this week is the rad one himself, Mr. Rick from Rad Garage. How's it going?
Oh, it's going good, gentlemen. Thanks for having me on. I am starting my 2-week spring break as of right now.
Very nice.
Very nice. No wonder you had so much time on your hands.
Yeah. I got a few project options. I haven't really chosen a project yet, but hopefully I'll have something happening real soon here.
Yeah. Very nice.
Dewar was telling us y'all ran into each other a couple weeks ago in Carzilla. We heard Dewar's side of the story. You know, he said he walked in the store. They were blaring Rad Garage videos and promos and this and that. And then just so happens you're at the front of the store. So how's your side of the story?
Oh, it's exactly the same. Yeah, that's exactly how it went down. No, I was in there, and Chris was treating me to some goodies from some of his Well, he's a distributor for a few brands, so he always treats me well. And I was having a really good time, and in walks Alex with his family, and I couldn't believe it. And then for a second there, I thought we organized it, and I had just forgotten.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, oh yeah, oh. And then, it was great. When we hung out there for about an hour.
Yeah, just about. And I don't think we wouldn't have been coordinated. Even if we did try to schedule something, it wouldn't have worked out as well as it did.
Yeah, no, I hadn't been there for a couple months. That really was, the weather here has been so bad. I've just been hunkered down at home or at work. Yep. But that was one nice day I ventured out, and look who I run into.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, it looks like it's been nasty up there with that latest video you got on the SQ5, how dirty it's been.
Yeah, it's nice one day and miserable the next. Alex knows he's in the same climate as me. It's just frustrating. There's just no consistency. And the one thing consistent is that it's just muddy. Just absolute. The streets are rivers of mud, and I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah, the Swiss tracks look like they were barely hanging in up there.
It hides a little bit of reality, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rick, I know you were wanting to be a part of a little bit of the TRCMA action. I think we're going to do everything kind of live on the scene this go around this year, but I could certainly bring you in for the little pre-show action. So
thank you.
Perfect episode to bring on Rick on the vacation, everything. So timing's just perfect.
Yeah.
But Dewar, you ready to run down kind of the sneak peek at the TRCMA schedule for 2023?
I am ready, Jamie.
Got a load of guests. You ready? Need a sip of water or anything before we try and rattle off all these brands? But here we go. Let's check it out over here. Let me play a little music to set the mood and turn that down a little bit. But let's see here. TRCMA day one is the third. You got the Rag Company themselves, P&S, Diamond Protect, Color Lock, TWI, and Yellow Tools. It's going to be a heck of a day one for sure.
And to kick off the second day, we have G-Technic, IK, Flex, Auto Wash, Detail Wise, and Detailer's Helper. So should be a wicked day two for sure.
Oh, yeah. And rolling into day three, you got Starny Gloss, Viper, Buff Bright, Buff and Shine, Veloci Performance Products, and Ivan with the Detailers Business Academy. I know we're going to try and head out to the junkyard. A little rotary action.
And after those knowledge drops, we're going to have Koshemi, Rupes, Opticoat, Solution Finish, Lake Country, LC Power Tools, and finishing it off with Zenware.
That's a Road FS. Them boys got a podcast too. There you go. That's a little sneak peek into what's coming up. 4-day event over at TRC, the TRCMA event. It's going to be a heck of a time. We are, 9 days away?
Something like that, yeah. April 3rd to the 6th, so it's crunch time. So
the perfect time to have a little preview show. We're going to have on Gabe He is the director of media. So he oversees kind of points and tells people what to do. And we'll hear about that more in a second. But Rick, got anything to plug before we get into the action?
I have no plugs.
No
I'm
plugs.
just looking forward, actually. I'm just really looking forward to meeting you in person.
That's right. That's our plug. Yep. In Chicago, me and Rick's going to be there.
It's going to be awesome.
Rick, you bringing the whole setup, the little dollies that go slow and everything, or what's going to be the deal?
I don't know if that'll fit in my carry-on, but I do have some shopping to do. I have to think about how to take Rad Garage on the road because I'm usually where.
Yeah. People are going to want the cinematic action, but it's going to be hard to translate it in Chicago. Well, I'm bringing my phone and a tripod, and we're gonna do what I do. So it should be easy peasy for me. But I was wondering what you were gonna do for it.
I'm not quite sure yet. It'll depend on the budget.
Yep, for sure. But all right, everybody. TRCMA is coming up fast. We got Gabe on. This is Gabe Garcia, the director of media. Everybody.
Hey, Levi. Oh, hey, Dan. What's going on? I was told I was supposed to come out here.
Yes.
Like an announcement.
Yeah, we're supposed to talk about TRCMA.
Okay.
Happening April 3rd through the 6th, right here at the Rag Company and right here at the Rag Company YouTube channel. All of our friends are coming. Rupes, IK, PNS, Stiana Gloss, Color Lock, Veloci. I mean, we got brands from all over the world that are coming to here to show off all the latest and greatest newest technology and detailing.
Oh, that's sick. Okay, well, I'll be there.
I'm going to be there.
I'm going to be there too.
You know what? I pay you to wax, not to talk. Just focus on the car.
Yeah, I'm going to go fix this.
Yeah, I'm out.
Talk to me like that. I'm going to go to the future and show you who's boss. Skateboarding around your stupid car that I'm waxing right now.
Garcia, welcome to the cast. How's it going your way?
It's going great. How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
What an awesome video.
I that's like the ending is my absolute favorite, and I don't put it past Anthony to. I'm sure he improv that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Honestly, that piece was pretty much an improv, and we had to kind of finesse the end a little bit to take out maybe a couple of beeps.
Yeah.
Lewinsky, what a filthy mouth.
Yeah.
Rennie called him and Kyle last year the Dirty Boys. I think he's still, living up to it.
Yeah, Anthony makes a good biff. That was our goal.
Perfect. Yeah.
Very nice.
Back there waxing the car. But Gabe, can you give us a little intro of yourself and tell us what you do over there at the Rag? What does the director of media really happen? What does that do? And then how you kind of joined the Rag Company through the years.
Sure. Yeah. So director of media, honestly, it was a position that kind of slowly worked its way as we started adding things to the list, if you will. Over the years, we've always had a solid media presence. It's a big shout out to Levi, Dane, and Anthony, who have obviously paved the way. And in the recent years, we've had the opportunity to grow and put some time and effort and elbow grease into a media center. And that's kind of where I came along. And as we started these events, like when I first came on, it was 2020. And basically at that point, as you guys remember, spring, March, April, everything was shut down, everything. And no one knew how long it was going to last, right? So during that time between spring all the way to, the months of SEMA, we kind of pivoted a little bit and figured, you know what, let's get this facility up and running and let's get it set up so we can do live streaming and maximize its full potential. So that's what we did. Was we worked all that time and we created TRCMA.
Yeah, I know when the media building was kind of first getting built, it was going to be, for training classes and, of course, the YouTube videos and stuff. But COVID hits, and then it's like, well, what do we do now? No training classes are coming to this place. And I know y'all even separated. Like, the media center couldn't go into the store where the shipping department is, right? Like, y'all were completely separated, kind of trapped in your building. So you got to kind of come up with something to do, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's exactly what happened. And actually, that was because during that time I was teaching still. So I was teaching and I was working at the rag company. And then that summer I was running cables through walls. I was trying to get everything set up. Nick, our technical director, as well. And we were trying to get all of that kind of set up. But the guys had the basis of like the trussing, the flooring, the desks. They had all of that stuff already built. So they laid the groundwork and we just kind of came in and did the finishing work, adding all the technical elements that would allow us to do the live streaming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember the previews before anything was even in the warehouse, and y'all were just getting ownership of it, I believe, and it was just dusty, blank, dirty, the nastiest warehouse you could imagine. And y'all have completely transformed it into this beautiful media studio. Rick, have you seen the shots of the studio? Yeah. Rick doesn't watch anybody else's content. He watches.
No, I thought you were going to say, have I been there? No, I haven't.
No, I'm just talking about
not yet, right, Rick?
Not yet. I like that growth mindset.
Yeah. That's right.
I've seen many videos featuring the space, and it makes me very jealous because as director of media here at Rad Garage, my team is working on tidying up the garage. That's really all that team can do.
That's right. Miller Detailing throws out 2 teachers in the house. We're all about to get schooled.
All about to get schooled.
So that's pretty funny. What were you teaching, Gabe?
I was teaching video broadcasting at the local high school, Capitol High School, and then the junior high near the rag company, River Glen.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I loved it. So it was a big change coming back to the rag company.
So it was rag company. Who, like, how did you know someone from the rag company, and who was first like elbow bumping you? Like, you want to come film some videos or something?
Yeah, you want me to give you the lowdown, I guess?
Yes.
Yep.
Just so it makes sense. So I grew up with Dane and Corey. Corey's my best friend, and throughout the years we spent a lot of time. And it was around, I think, Thanksgiving of 2012 or 2013, somewhere in there. Jeff and Carolyn shared the news that they bought a company. And Dane was going to kind of work out of the garage, and it was going to be like their retirement project, if you will.
Yep.
And we're like, "What the heck? You bought a company selling rags? Like, it doesn't sound glorious when you first hear about it. You're thinking rags."
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I helped, and I wasn't an employee. I just helped move stuff from the original owner's garage to the Hennon's garage. And then, because I was in college at the time, and in the summers, I think that summer it started kind of picking up a little bit more where they needed help. Yep. And this YouTuber, Junkman 5000,
the legendary Junkman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was weird because he called and Dane answered the phone and he's like, "Hey, do you have?" And it was the Blue Eagle Edgeless. That's what it was. Asking about if we had enough in stock because he's about to drop a video, and we didn't think anything of it. They didn't think anything of it. Yep. And he dropped this video, and all of a sudden we were selling out of all the Blue Eagle Edgeless. And the only thing we had to save our bacon was Jeff had ordered Orange Eagle Edgeless because he wanted to kind of do the Harley Davidson colors.
Okay.
And market it for that. And we ended up just packing them with the oranges with a note saying, "Sorry, we ran out of blue." And then orange became popular. And at that point, they're like, "All right, we need for you to help out during the summer. Call your friends, anybody. We just need to pack these orders and get them out."
Yep.
So
that was the first big boom of TRC right there.
That was the first big boom. And it was tough because I've always loved cars. And unfortunately back then I detailed, but not with the products that we use today. I mean, Armor all of that junk, back in the day. So it was out of our realm. And fast forward, the company grew. We moved into our first shop over in Chinden. Dane and I I actually used to do some of the Amazon listings, as well as the Dane and I would help and do the video stuff. But I had it in my mind that I wanted to go and I wanted to be a teacher and teach video broadcasting, because Dane and I had a very inspiring, I call him the Mr. Feeney of our time, if you will, if you guys reference that Boy Meets World.
I can see that.
Yeah, he was a really inspiring teacher, and he was kind of on the cusp of retiring. So I had a game plan that I was going to go to school, take over the video broadcasting program, and essentially that's where I was. So I worked, and then when that opportunity came, I left the rag company and I started teaching and coaching. And there was a lot that I learned in that realm. So while the rag company, it's funny because before I left on that summer, we did a video shoot with Ivan Levi at Levi's shop with a Viper and the Rag Cobra. And there was a guy that brought his motorcycle, and I didn't connect the dots until recently. So this is just a wild story. But coming to find out, it was Anthony dropping off his motorcycle.
Oh, that's too funny.
And when this story was coming up and Anthony was bringing it up, and I was like, wait, that was you? He's like, yeah. And I was like, I had no clue. No clue. And I thought that was kind of ironic that I just learned that. But
it's funny how the stars were slowly aligning.
Yeah.
TRC, and then we've evolved through the years to now what is TRCMA 2023. So pretty crazy deal there. But what was the original question? We asked what were kind of those first videos they brought you? Went back to school, be a teacher.
Yep.
And
how'd you end up where you were, basically?
Yeah, to make these videos.
Yeah.
Are you talking like in the early days or
early days? Yeah.
Jeez,
you were about to get to it, I'm sure, but I interrupted you.
I'm trying to think, because it was like there was a time that I was full-time employee, and then it went to like part-time, and then I was teaching, and then I was bringing in students. Mm-hmm. So I guess kind of rewinding back to your question, when we were at the first shop, we did a lot of things with the Corvette Club, car shows. We did stuff with AJ, and Dane released that video about microfiber, where he goes in depth about it, GSM. Those were all videos that I got to be a part of.
Right.
And then Dane continued it on, and man, he killed it. Like, he upped his game. And then trying to think of the videos after that. The Levi's Garage videos were with students. I had quite a few students that we would actually borrow equipment and students' time, and they'd pay them, and we would film in Levi's shop until like midnight or something like that. Crazy hours in the evenings. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I didn't do a whole lot with the rag company, just because I was so swamped with everything that I had going on in teaching, which kind of circles back. So the high school that I was teaching is a CTE, so it's career technical education, similar to like shop and those types of classes, but it was dedicated for video broadcasting. And in that class, one of my students, Tim, he was one of the hires for editor for the rag company. So a lot of the old live streams and stuff that you guys saw when they were in the original warehouse, the old dance floor and stuff like that, he had the opportunity of being a part of in that realm. And then at the time that I was still teaching, I learned about all of the equipment and stuff because we had to do industry meetings. So we met with news stations and stuff like that. So we were able to bring on all of this equipment during the time of 2020. So that's when Carolyn came and she's like, hey, we've got this media center. We really want to boost our production. Yeah. We got a lot of videos that we want to get done and accomplished. What time can you give us? So I told her, I was like, I'll work for the summer and we'll see from there. So I worked for that summer of 2020. Like I said, routing cable with Nick. And then after that summer, the school district offered like a 1-year sabbatical for teachers, because COVID, it was going to be teaching online. And to be honest, I wasn't as excited about that. And at that point, she's like, hey, just work with us for the year. And then we started TRCMA. We started outputting a lot more. We started the FAQ channel. We just started on all these different ventures. We tried boosting production, just trying to fill out a groove as a new team and get things going. And yeah, it just fell into place, and I really, really enjoyed what I did. So I took the leap from teaching and came back onto the Rad Company.
So we filmed those classic videos, Ivan, Junkman, and then around 2020 is when TRC was like, we really want to step up the production level, the quality, built the studio, got you involved. So when there's the topic of we're kind of all locked down in this place, how about we fly in everybody, all these brands we sell and stuff, and we have an event, and we call it TRCMA. How does that start to come together?
Well, at the end of summer, we realized, hey, studio's ready to roll. We need to start outreaching to these different brands. SEMA was close. SEMA was, it was kind of a poop show, if you will, figuring out what was going to happen with SEMA, and they were offering their virtual event. So we're like, you know what, we can do a virtual event. And I feel like we can do a better virtual event, if that, potentially. So we sat in the conference room, like, what could we call it? And I think this was Dane, and I apologize, Dane, Nick. It was either Nick or Dane or one of the guys. Like, what if we play off SEMA, but obviously we gotta, with our own stuff, we want to make media, we want to make it accessible. So it was like, let's call it TRCMA, TRCMA, the Rad Company Media Access. And because the goal is the goal that we had as a team is we want to make all of our content accessible to audience members always. And it's kind of unique because we're providing the show where, followers, viewers, customers, they can watch the show, they can ask the questions from those companies directly. And that's something we really wanted to provide that was unique. With, again, the purpose of putting our audience first. So Levi, he's fantastic at building relationships. He's like, oh yeah, I can reach out, I can contact all these people, see. So we started sending a bunch of emails, and all these companies that were in limbo for SEMA, they're like, sure, why not? Let's do it. So we built out a schedule. We built out the date at that. I think the first TRCMA was right around the week of SEMA.
Yep. So, it was pretty much spot on where it would have been. Yeah.
So we kind of supplemented everything into that, built out a schedule in detail. But because it was our first go, we didn't have a lot of opportunity to market it to everybody. So we did the best that we can to do outreach with the Q&A, the podcast, all of those different shows. And after the first show of TRCMA, it really, really started picking up. Like, people really took to it. They're like, wow, that's cool. And Jeff and Carolyn are like, oh yeah, we're doing that every year.
Well,
yeah, it was.
You took a year off and then brought it back last year for part 2. Right? It was a year in between.
Yeah, it was kind of
had to let recover from COVID fully, and then it was guns a-blazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Rick, what do you think?
Because we did it in November, and then we hit spring, and then that following November we went back to SEMA. So we said let's move it to springtime. And now finally we're kind of on the circuit where every first week of April of every year you guys can just expect that's TRCMA time.
Fantastic. Right. Rick, what you thinking? I know you were a teacher through COVID. How have you like to got to you're good at the director of media over there as well. What if the company would have gave you opportunity to do something like this?
Well, I think what happened for me was actually kind of positive because I was home so much.
Yeah.
I was able to take on more projects, and I don't know what was happening with the algorithm during COVID, but my YouTube channel did pretty well. Like
That's when it, that's when it did really, really well. Yeah.
So that really helped combat the misery of like not being able to do anything you wanted whenever you wanted. So, but I can attest to teaching online is definitely not anywhere close to as satisfying or rewarding as it is teaching in person.
Yeah.
But I do have the good fortune at my school. We have something called electives where teachers can offer sort of like a passionate project. And so twice a week we do these little animations using our iPads and stop motion and stuff. So having that as your main teaching gig must have been quite rewarding. Being as it seems like media is your passion, Gabe, but
yeah, I think I'd say that's the hardest part, I think, in this transition. I tell you what, the Hens are so flippin' amazing because they put a lot of trust and a lot of kind of creative freedom, which allows us these opportunities. For me, it was just, I think the only thing that was tough though was just like you said, losing that ability to see kids, like the meaningfulness of seeing kids hit their aha moment where they do really well and they succeed. I was always worried that I would lose that because for me, that was the biggest satisfactory part of the job. And, and I see that every day through the Rag Company when we see viewers that are excited to see us or that want to be a part of our lives or ask questions, or they're so thankful because in some way, shape, or form, the guys have been able to, hit them in a way that was meaningful. Even though I wasn't the direct impact, I feel thankful that I'm a part of a team that has that impact on people, if that makes sense.
Oh, it makes sense. Yeah. Media is what brings us all together, right?
Right.
That's why we're here.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I remember watching the first TRCMA, and I thought it was a very unique opportunity to take advantage of a kind of perfectly imperfect time in history. And yes, some brands did physically come, but then also you were able to have brands virtually, which I think was neat because you could still include the ones that you wanted to have and didn't really have to exclude anybody. They really didn't have an excuse not to be available, especially ones that weren't going to SEMA. And then taking that time off and then actually seeing it in person last year, but seeing everything choreographed behind the scenes. I mean, your team, and then also bringing on other people just kind of for the week. And I mean, it's a well-oiled machine. And, even once the kinks happened, you yourself and Nick kind of kept everybody in line, so to speak. But it's amazing what it's kind of become. And it was kind of a happy accident, if you will. But, looking forward to this year and then future ones. And
it wouldn't be possible without our team. We definitely have and I know I'm very biased when I say this, but we have one of the best teams out there, and it's crazy because we have such a diverse group. I mean, there's on a day-to-day basis, there's 9 of us in that media building. 9 of us physically in the media building, and then we've got a lot of talented people in the main building because they're separated. That, man, tell you what, it wouldn't be possible without any of them. And it's kind of cool because a lot of their stories, similar to mine, they have that uniqueness that comes back into the realm of what makes us the Rag Company, TRC. We've got behind, I guess, the guy kind of like the Wizard of Oz, the guy who runs the machine. We have Ned Kovac, who he used to work for ESPN and then Channel 2 here in Boise. And man, he's very skillful doing the switching. And, sometimes we have those technical difficulties and it's like everyone on camera is doing their thing. And we're like, oh my gosh, this is a big issue. If we don't fix in the next 5 minutes, we're done. And he pulls it out of the hat every year.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a big proponent. And then a lot of the cinematic videos, Jimmy Wilkie, one of our main videographers, he's so phenomenal. He's so phenomenal. I was it's kind of funny because when I was teaching, I remember Corey telling me, hey, my brother said that they hired this kid who's teaching, who's going to school online, and he's working at the rag company. I was like, no way, that's rad. And Jimmy was he's so phenomenal, with doing the rolling shots of the cars. And then it's kind of cool to see, all right, Jimmy, we got this video we want to film. What are your thoughts? And it's funny because I see him looking in his, just like looking up randomly. What are you doing? He's like, just thinking of the shots. And then he goes out there with the gimbal and he's doing these weird moves with the gimbal and the camera, and he's getting all the shots that he needs. And holy cow, it looks so fantastic.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny how not sexy the recording process is.
Yeah.
The final product is like, wow.
My recording process is very sexy.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes and on camera.
Yeah, it's always funny when you see a reflection of Rick and he's contorted in some way with his remote, making sure it's at the perfect angle. And
you can see the reflections once in a while. I'm like, let it go.
Yeah,
is what it is.
But Jimmy definitely has a gift, and you're right though, Gabe. It's once you see behind the camera of how you're moving to get those shots is
just everything. And then one of my students, when I jumped to teaching, she went to online, and she actually joined the Rad Company crew, and she did a lot of video filming. She's really good with knowing how to do the live streaming, because that was one thing she did a lot in high school for me, was doing the sports and after school activities.
Right.
But the biggest thing that she really took to was graphics.
Okay.
So Glenn Shore, a lot of the graphics, like the animated graphics you guys are going to see this coming year with the theme of Back to the Future, she made all of those from scratch. Literally just taking a picture of a car and then making it move or disappear. She's elevated so immensely. I'm like, holy cow. Holy cow.
I'd say TRCMA Part 2 is where, it really just took it to the next level. Y'all basically filmed a movie that transpired from day one all the way to the end, where Starnugloss was revealed, and then you had the close shot, and you back out, and there's Jack handing off the treasure. It was just
and that was a combination between her, and then we had the most recent hire on our team is Anthony Blaine. We call him AB. Because obviously we've got Fisher, so we got AB and Fisher. But AB, he is so phenomenal with writing script and coming up with like storyboarding. And I remember talking to the guys when I first came on, like, hey, we should maybe script a little bit more, plan it. And they're like, well, we just don't want to lose that pizzazz. And AB has done a good job making sure that the guys are able to have their pizzazz, but also have a good structure. So he was a big element in last year's TRCMA, and now this year's TRCMA, same, no different. Same stuff. So that's been a great add. And then, of course, you've got Dane, and Dane does a lot promoting, making sure everything is ironed out. Whenever the guys edit video, whether it's Sebastian, our other editor, or Glenn, or Jimmy, he has the final say. So basically, if he doesn't like it, he's like, all right, let's take this back. Let's
do it again.
This out. I want to see some changes here, because he's got such great vision that he started at the very beginning. So, carries that. He's able to carry that out, that vision, essentially.
Very cool.
Yeah. And the vision was clear last year. It was a big ordeal. If any of the viewers haven't seen, the hunt for One-Eyed Jack's treasure?
Yeah.
I believe it was just a spectacle. You got to go back and watch it. And I expect it's going to be even taken to the next level this year. I'm thinking. Yeah. So what are we expecting this year production wise? Same
So production wise, we didn't have time per se to do as much of the full out movie like we did with Jack.
Yeah. And it was circumstantial last year bringing on Jack. He's a heck of a character to debut. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it was really circumstantial and led up to the event. But continue.
Yeah, no. This year we've been trying to figure out how can we elevate it but maybe keep it a little bit more simple. Because we really it was down to the wire last year.
Right.
And so what we did was we talked as a team and we decided that we wanted to do a Back to the Future theme. Mm-hmm. So this year you'll see a lot of fun ads similarly to the one you saw at the beginning of the show as our openers throughout the week.
Sure.
With the main focal point of making the live just very Back to the Future themed with fun pizzazz and excitement.
I like that.
We're gonna have the Toyota, Marty's Toyota, and the DeLorean, a DeLorean, not the DeLorean.
Yeah, might have to increase the insurance policy to have the DeLorean there, but
right, yeah,
very cool.
So we'll have a lot of that. You'll see a lot of Glenn's graphics. I think big thing that we wanted to focus on is the live stream production piece, making sure that is top notch. So Glenn spent a lot of time as you guys ask questions and they pop up as the lower thirds or sidebars or things like that. You're going to see a lot more intricacy in those elements for this year's show. Not that we didn't put it in previous shows, but she spent a lot of time, even in our credits and stuff. And then, of course, yours truly will be on there in the halftime for each day, which is going to be awesome.
I've submitted my graphics, so I can't wait to see what Glenn cooks up for us when we zoom in. And we're just standing there like, well, halftime show, boys and girls.
Guess we'll do it. So
I guess I'm foam and doer. Sounds like a plan.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah, no. We've got that, and then other elements that we've got. I know we're trimming it down to 4 days this year as opposed to 5. Yeah. We want to give a really solid recap on day 5, and then of course as viewers watch, they'll want to stay tuned because we're going to have some really cool product launches and releases of new stuff that will be really fun and interesting for people to see. I'm really looking forward to all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. Well, that concludes, I think, my portion of the questions. Rick, you got anything that you want to add?
I didn't know I was supposed to.
Rick's our other Canadian eye candy here.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just.
Rick was a part of our pre and post show last year, so I guess Rick will ask you a question of how.
Last year was when I first got the experience of being part of it, and I think because you missed the COVID year there, but I appreciate that you do it at the beginning of April.
Yeah.
Last year I was actually at work at the beginning of April because spring break kind of moves around with Easter holidays. So I was sneaking in during work. Oh geez, I hope my boss isn't. I was teaching and I had it going on the side there, and I was able to catch quite a lot. But this year I will be on actual spring break, so I could really watch all of you guys do your magic. And
it's. I think the big thing, it's exciting. I feel bad for Levi and Anthony and Dane. As much work as it is behind camera, seeing those guys at the end of the week and trying to talk, it's funny. And I think Alex experienced it last year when he was there. Was they can hardly talk at the end of the week because
they're just wrecked
and they're exhausted because they're constantly putting on the show for everybody. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know how the heck they do it, but they do.
Then even with the show, it doesn't stop just when the show ends. They got to take everybody out to eat and still put on the show pretty much.
And that's the funny thing, because like they're they're kind of upbeat people regardless, and I'm sure Gabe, working with them every day, I'm sure you've seen the highs and lows, but the ebbs and flows of the week was it's so upbeat and they're positive kind of all the time, and I feel like they just go home and just kind of take a deep breath and it's like, all right, let's do it again tomorrow.
Who they are on camera is definitely who they are off camera. They're fun. They're ridiculously smart and brilliant. I think that's one thing that I thoroughly enjoy is it feels like I'm taking a detailing class or something every single day whenever we're filming behind camera, because they're just so knowledgeable and good at what they do. And then just pulling things out of the hat and being themselves is pretty cool to see. But no, the week is just jam-packed for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a spectacle indeed. Dewar, you got any questions lined up for us? I see a bunch of highlights over here. So
we've been sifting through. So thanks everybody for the engagement to start spitting some stuff. The first one is from Sheldon Clausen. Hey Gabe, is that a Dixon flannel with a TRC logo on it?
This is a Dixon flannel with the TRC logo on it for sure.
Yeah, you guys over there are big fans of the Dixon flannels. I don't have one myself, but I feel like if you don't have one there, you're not really part of the club.
Rick shook his head. Rick, you don't like flannel?
I'll go get one.
Oh my!
Hey Jamie, should I put in a Vessi plug-in for Fisher?
Yeah, I think so. I've been trying out these Vessies. What's your review of them?
I like them. The guys are giving me crap though because I did wear my shoes on the roof to put up and take down Christmas lights, and I screwed up the rubber piece on one of them. So I was in the office putting super glue on them, and they're like, "Well, hey, just so you're aware, our Brooks, we don't have to do that." Oh my gosh!
Okay. Joey Walensky looking in the if he's in the right spot for the monthly Vessi meeting. So
welcome, Joey. Good to have you here.
I have seen them all over the social media feeds, and I know Rick's a big fan of the Hey Dude shoes.
Thinking about it,
maybe not.
Well, I reached out. Thought I'd, maybe work out some kind of sponsorship thing. Never heard back. Not that I'm a big deal, but don't have a form if you're not even going to return. So I am now looking for a new shoe sponsor.
Try the Vesties, Rick.
I might have to send them your way.
Then, Rick.
They are.
You got a discount code, Gabe?
I don't. Ask Jamie.
I don't have one yet either. I don't know if they're liking my videos or not because I'm really putting them to the test. I'm spraying them with chemicals and doing all kind of stuff to them. But so far, I ordered the. I think I got the wrong style. I got the flat ones.
Okay.
And, I would recommend getting one pair with an arch. I think they have a style with an arch.
Oh, gotcha.
But the flat ones, I get done with a car wash and I'm like, I got to take these things off. My knee is about to fall off.
Yeah, welcome to getting old, Jamie.
Yeah, I've reached an age where an arch is indeed important, but they do work the waterproof wise. I mean, they're really good. I will say I use Brooks. Brooks have a fantastic arch. So in the arch game, Brooks are unmatched. But in the waterproof game, Brooks are not matched. Even you can't even spray fabric coating. They're too breathable. They just eat the fabric coating and still get wet.
I will say this. Breathable. Week of TRCMA for us, it's Brooks.
That's right. It's Brooks all week TRCMA, but we ain't there just yet. So
the other 51 weeks out of the year, that's the Vessi plugs.
Honestly, it's probably Brooks if I'm being completely honest for me. But I like to give the guys a hard.
That's right. Gotta make Anthony throw up a little in his mouth if he listens to this. But I've been liking the Vessis though. But the Brooks are so comfy. My knee ain't falling off about time I get done wearing them. But what else you got, Dewar?
So, question more so for Gabe. Does it matter if I buy TRC off Amazon or buy directly from TRC?
I'd say the only difference is if we're running a sale or a coupon code, or if you follow a Grand Ambassador. I would suggest hitting up our main our main store. Otherwise, buying from Amazon, it all comes out of the same place. So.
Yep.
I think if you need a return, it's easier to return if you bought directly from TRC.
Yeah. Yeah. And the nice thing is customer service, Josh Brodel, he's fantastic. So.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. Jamie will get to experience the Amazon warehouse at the headquarters. So that'll be exciting. Yeah. And then kind of tying into to just Josh, as some would call it, Josh Brodel, Terry Foreman, TRC, amazing customer service, which
very nice.
Oh, thank you, Terry.
And Yeah, kind of talking in the media world. Tushine was asking Gabe, what video software do you use? And I guess Rick can chime in too, because some of his stuff, obviously, is
Rick's a secret.
Yeah, he doesn't drop the secrets over there.
Rick, you I'll drop my secrets if you drop your secrets.
You will be disappointed, but go ahead.
So we did a big change in the last year. We swapped to DaVinci Resolve for our editing system. That's a big one because they're able to do a lot more with the video content, just tracking and putting graphics in motion. A lot of the stuff that Glenn likes, you're able to do with DaVinci, and then the color grading is fantastic. Whereas Adobe Premiere, we had a lot of issues with crashing, but we also had PCs. So that was the other thing that we did, was we swapped to Macs. Glenn actually has the top of the line Mac that we possibly could get.
Nice.
So causes it to crash. I keep telling you got to quit breaking things.
Unbelievable.
Rick. Don't tell us you're using Windows Movie Maker, Rick.
Yeah.
Well, now I can't answer that question. Yeah. I use a state-of-the-art program by Apple known as iMovie.
There you go.
and I will say, I think Rick has kind of proven that program can do phenomenal things. So
you know what?
It has its limitations. I'm very jealous with the graphics conversation Gabe was having earlier. The limitations with iMovie. You can use other, like I'm using Keynote to make sort of animations, but it's pretty limited. I think I've hit the ceiling on iMovie, but I just got to find the time to learn a new program, and it just I just never seem to have that time. So I'm with iMovie for now. We'll see how it goes.
Check out DaVinci. It's a one-time purchase too.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I've been using the free version of DaVinci Resolve because I'm cheap. But for any YouTube stuff I do, it works pretty well. And then obviously the paid stuff, it's quite good. But I honestly, it was a pretty quick thing to catch on to.
Two hosers like us could learn how to use it.
No, exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
DaVinci Resolve.
DaVinci Resolve. Yeah, it's a really good editor. Pretty simple. And
but has potential if you get to know it more and more.
Oh, it's got a lot. Like, it'll unlock so many paths, and I think that's honestly, once we made the swap even from Adobe to DaVinci, that's where Glenn's graphics just became more and more amped.
And not so much a question, more of a compliment from Miller Detailing. Rick, are you rocking a Koshemi hat? Definitely like the color.
Yeah, it's it's a really nice gray. Matches my Swiss Trax tiles.
I like it.
Oh, there you go. Very nice.
That kind of leads into Rick. Who are you looking forward to the most TRCMA week? You saw the rundown. You got Starnigloss, Coach Kimmy, PNS, Veloci.
Yeah, you know what? I love all the brands. I was stressing out though because I can't invest in every brand. There's just so many brands. I only have about a 500 square foot garage, but I love so many of those brands. The ones I don't know about yet, I'm sure I'd love them too, but I'm very excited to see what Viper Chair is all about this time around. That is a company that has shown me so much love, and just love those guys. I can't wait to see if they've got something new. Alex, you were there when we put my first chair together, and I think I'm going to splurge on one of those low pros, but I'd like to see what's happening with them, and we'll see. Sometimes I think it's the brand I'm not expecting to enjoy the presentation so much that I do.
Yeah.
Last year you had the guy with the belts.
Yeah.
Detailer's helper.
I was riveted by that the belt presentation. I don't think I did. I never pulled the trigger, but we'll see. We'll see which ones are
a place that you could buy one if you want it.
Yeah. Rick, I'll have to bring you one back, Rick. There you go.
Yeah, bring us a couple back.
Yeah, well,
you got
I would like to see a Tim Hortons customized version.
Oh, there we go. Okay,
you need to meet up with Alex. Just give him your list. Give him an extra backpack, and say, "Okay, let's do this."
Yeah,
he's a good enough guy. He probably would hook us up something.
Yeah, the last year Viper Chair presentation, because it was funny because before he went on, because they demoed their fan, which I would love to get their fan. That thing, it blows.
It blows.
But it was funny because Alex put the blade on backwards, and then he was testing it out like in the studio, like where all the people are working and just kind of hanging out. And he's like, "Hey guys, how is this?" And we're like, "We don't feel anything." But everything behind it was blowing all over the place. And he's like, "Oh crap! I mean, hold on." Unplugs it, unbolts it, flips it around. He's like, "There we go."
Now we're cooking.
And it was funny because after TRCMA, Anthony's like, "Who the heck put this together? This is just it's all wobbly, this cage." Yeah. And I'm like, "I think wasn't that you?"
That's hilarious.
Can you help? He's like, "Oh shoot."
Yeah, they barely put the chair together, and then because we were kind of getting all the stuff together to put underneath, and I'm like, "Hey, how about we put this fire extinguisher there and hope there's not a fire during this?" And that was just a blast. But have been talking to Alex behind the scenes because he was a Grand Ambassador at the same time that I was, and the group chat was relit a couple weeks ago prior to the event. But he's definitely let us know to be tuned for some new and exciting stuff. So
there you go.
Ricky will be pleasantly surprised. We'll just say
awesome.
Stuff is cooking. I know they got the energy drink coming down the road as well. So
yeah,
I'm hoping we'll get some samples of that bad boy.
Yeah. But yeah, Alex was saying that he might bring some of the adult variety ones, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. But
we'll see. Yeah. Jeez.
Any more questions, Dewar?
Yeah, we got a couple here. From Joy Belinsky, our favorite jokester. Will you be launching a TRC line of credit asking for a friend? And I think that friend may be Joy himself. So,
will you be launching a TRC line of credit? Absolutely, sure. Yeah. Why not?
Do some financing and whatnot. And then
coming up.
Kind of non-detail related, but Dale Mahar, Gabe, I may have missed it, but tell us about the truck in the back. There is a video on the internet about it, but you can kind of point him in the direction of the story of that.
I'm trying to see. Okay, so this is it's an 89 Toyota 4Runner, 37,000 miles. It's funny because just before I married my wife, my girlfriend at the time, I guess, I told her I was going to go look at a car, and I already had so many cars, and she's like, "Why?" And I took a test drive, and this gentleman, older gentleman, was with me, and I looked at her, and she's like, "You're buying it, aren't you?" Absolutely. So I bought it from the original owner, so it's a one-owner Survivor.
Wow.
Pretty mint.
Yeah, it's rare to see those without half the panel of original and half of it rust.
Yeah. So I'm a big Toyota guy, but I also have a Civic like Anthony's. So
which is also a really low mileage car. That was quite the story too.
Yeah, that one's got 34,000 miles, I think, as well. So fun times. Yeah, but no, that's my baby.
Yep. And,
do you winter drive it, Gabe?
I don't. I drive it to Sydney's car show every year, and I drive it when it's nice. I don't put a ton of miles. Same with the Civic. I have a '94 pickup that's pretty mint, and that's the one I like to drive more so of the old ones. And then my daily is a 100 series Land Cruiser.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Go through anything.
Oh yeah, it's a tank.
Yeah, Gabe's prepared. Zombie apocalypse starts up. It's on.
Yeah,
I'm ready to roll.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's on brand with what I know of Idaho.
Yep.
And I think some wishful thinking from HM Auto Detailing, but Rick is sponsored by Audi. That would be he wouldn't even talk to us if he was.
No, he wouldn't be on the Cleaner Cast. That's
no. We'd have to pay him to appear. And
I like the sound of this. Let's make that a reality.
Yeah, if we can do some Google Translate for English to German and see if we can get the right people involved. And Kimberly also giving a compliment of Rick makes dirty cars look super sexy.
Dirty cars are a little sexy in a way, aren't they?
I was entranced a little bit in your last video, removing the plate and just like the layer of crud. I can relate. Some people can't, but I can relate to that.
Yeah, I was sick. That thing was so dirty.
It's serious when the plate comes off.
Oh yeah.
But
It's tough living here.
Yep. And just as we think it's going up, it's kind of being cold again coming up. So
we got snow tomorrow. 2 days of snow coming.
Oh boy.
We got snow last night.
Oh no. It better warm up in Boise before I get there. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
It was like the type of snow where it crystallizes, so I could hear it hitting our windows last night. And I asked my wife, "Did you hear that?" And she goes, "I'm so out of it."
Yeah. It's just, I know the exact snow. It's just irritating, and it serves no purpose other than to just ruin your day.
Yeah. Well, that was like yesterday. It was about 12 degrees Celsius. No idea what that is in Fahrenheit, but it was out. Your t-shirt, shorts weather, and then today it was like +2. And I was working on a truck that didn't fit in the garage, so that was fun.
Oh, really?
So I didn't even think about that when you were sending me them pictures.
If I would have driven into my cabinet, it would have been fine. But there are things in said cabinets that I do need. But oh well, that's all fine. But yeah, I think with Boise, as long as it's above 0, I'll probably be in shorts.
No, so. I think we're gonna have some really nice spring weather. Would be nice.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna have some spring weather. I hope we are. We're gonna have some tents and stuff set up outside the media studio.
That's where me and Dewar will be sleeping, outside the media studio in the tents. Yep.
No, actually, you guys are gonna sleep in the Rad Company trailer. So
there you go.
I'm just kidding. No, it should be pretty nice. Typically, once we start hitting April, I think the only thing we get are rain showers. It's just really weird. This year's, I don't know why, but this winter is just like it's hanging on.
That's what I'm saying, Joey. What is this snow you all speak of? If it snows while I'm there, I mean, Dewar's just gonna have to like put me in a backpack and carry me around or something.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna be able to make it.
What kind of temperatures are you dealing with down there, Jamie?
Oh, it's like 80 here. 85.
80 degrees?
Oh yeah. I've been sweating.
The humidity.
And 140.
It's been about 82. It's been pretty hot.
Probably 198% humidity.
I couldn't handle that either.
So my wife is from Michigan, and when I went over to Michigan for the very first time, it was in the middle of summer. I'm like, I feel like I'm swimming. I cannot stand this. But then when people come to Boise, it's high desert, so they're like, holy cow, it's drier. It's so dry here.
Yeah.
So I need to bring some moisturizers because I'm probably gonna dry out.
Yeah.
You're gonna dry out.
I need a lot of water, some Viper Energy, and some moisture from somewhere. Bring some Vaseline or something. All right, fellas, we're winding down. Bucky and Rick, you got any last minute questions you want to ask Gabe before we get him out of here?
I do. I just wanted to know. I've been so busy at work. Are we doing a Grand Ambassador of the Year? That's in the.
Yes, this year's Grand Ambassador of the Year was Brad from Perfect Detail USA. Alex will do a live passing of the crown, whether it's on the CleanCast or on the actual broadcast, we'll see. But we'll go to Burger King, get a nice crown, put a Rad Company sticker on it.
Yeah, little cardboard cutout.
I'll make sure I watch that one.
Yeah. Tune in.
Congratulations to Brad.
Anthony's going to do some Instagram presenting during TRCMA. We didn't necessarily put that on the actual list, but it will be in there. So
that can certainly be part of the CleanerCast show for sure. So we'll work that in there somewhere.
But SmackDown, yay!
SmackDown. Well, that SmackDown's the end of this podcast, gentlemen. It was an absolute pleasure. Gabe, what's kind of some final thoughts going in TRCMA 2023? What can the people expect? It's kind of a last.
Just expect a lot of jam-packed content, high-quality content, new product releases and drops. There's going to be a lot happening. Tune in every day. It's going to be a full live. It's going to continue throughout the whole day. And for any TRCMA questions, next Wednesday, we are going to do a live. It's not going to be our Wednesday wash and talk. It's literally going to be a straight up Q&A. And we're going to have some members from our media team, myself, maybe Glenn, Nick, on, as well as Levi, Dana, and Anthony on the live. So any additional questions that you have for those guys, that's going to be an opportunity for you guys to chime in and ask whatever you want.
And I saw earlier the lives are already posted, so you can go right now, hit the bell, get your alarms set and ready to go. We're the final moments are here. The clock is ticking down as the biggest TRC event of the year is coming to a head, and it's going to be awesome. Me and Dew will be there. Rick's not going to be there, but he'll be in our thoughts.
I'll be watching. I'll be watching you too.
Yeah. Stay tuned. We'll also have potentially some cool swag, stickers, Rag Company themes. So that's another option too. So if for you guys who want to make orders and stuff,
hook me up
that week.
I certainly will. This is our Canadian secret talk. So
secret time.
You guys don't worry about it. We're above you.
Okay. My bad. I'm close enough. Come on.
Yeah, you are close enough. Yep.
But anyway, Gabe, the final plugs at the Rag Company on all platforms, pretty much.
At the Rag Company, yeah. Stay tuned. It's gonna be epic. I promise, guys. We got Dead Week next week with a live podcast and Q&A. Same days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We're gonna have a live each day, but that Wednesday live is gonna be key. So stay tuned. Can't remember. Dane is working on building that live right now. So you guys should be seeing that populate here shortly. And it's going to be good. We've got a lot of really great presenters with, like I said, a lot of cool product drops. So don't want to miss it.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Click those bells. Rick, got anything on the way out?
Click those bells. It was great getting to talk to all of you. Thanks for the invite, Gabe. Good luck at the event.
Thank you so much, Rick. It was great finally talking to you.
I was
telling Rick at the very beginning, the only time that I get to see Rick is I think he and Levi had a podcast and they were getting ready. I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? But
good to meet you. Good luck. We'll be watching.
Thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate it.
Thanks and Alex for tuning on. It's been a pleasure, Gabe. Rick, thanks for coming. Hope you enjoyed me, inserting a little TRCMA action. I can't get you on the show this year, but this is what I could do.
Hey, I appreciate it.
There you go. Doer, let's run down the TRCMA 2023 schedule one more time, and then we'll hit the theme song and get out of here. So on day 1, April 3rd, you got the Rag Company doing their thing, PNS, Diamond Protect, Color Lock, TWI, and Yellow Tools. It's going to be a heck of a time on day 1.
And on May the 4th be with you, the April 4th, G-Technic IK Flex Auto Wash, Detail Wise Detailers Helper as well.
Rounding out day 3 on Hump Day, you got Starting Gloss, Viper, Buff Bright, and Shine, Buff and Shine, Veloci Performance Products, and Ivan with the Detailers Business Academy. It'll be a good time.
To wrap up the week, we're going to have Koshemi, Rupes, Opticoat, Solution Finish, Lake Country, LC Power Tools, and Zenware. So definitely set your clocks, set your smart speakers, Alexa, Google, Siri, name it.
Give Dane point.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week on the Cleaner Cast. That's preview show. See you down the road. Bye.